But that's how it was.
Did you catch him with a two-piece with the pads on or
No,
off?
I just had to put him down and hold him down a little bit and just let him know that, hey, I've been here, done that. I'm a veteran, so I had to let him know that. But this guy, he was spunky. I respected him afterwards. I gave him a hug and I embraced him because guess what? This is a guy who's trying to make the team. What do if you're going to the prison yard? You smack the biggest strongest one,
right,
and let him know that I'm here.
Welcome back to Greg Jennings and the biggest guy in the prison yard, Ty Law, as well as Jason McIntyre, who flexes and lifts weights like he's in the prison yard. Let's return to the National Football League, where we've seen the usual rash of training camp fights so far, but none more absurd than today's almost fight between Washington's DJ Swearinger and, wait for it, former Redskin Terrelle Pryor, who flinched when a fake punch was in his direction in a joint practice between the Redskins and the Jets. Men, we know that there are things that you just can't live down, right? Like, to this day, I had my shorts on backwards playing on national TV at Kansas, and, there were, 14,000 people in attendance at Fog Allen Fieldhouse, and to this day, there's 50,000 people who assume they were there, and they make fun of the shorts on backwards chant. But shorts on backwards is not as much a shot at your manhood. Ty, is there any recovering from this for Terrelle Pryor?
No, absolutely not, because that is what DBs do. That's great.
I was waiting. I was waiting for this.
Hey, you will never lay that down because the eye in the sky don't lie, and that's not going anywhere. We're going to put that up in the cloud. Terrelle Pryor, he's from Beaver County, back home in PA, but, hey, that is not a good look right there, bro. That is not a good look. So that is going to stay with him forever, and until he goes out there and moss somebody at least 10 times this season, because he can't just do it once. He got to do at least 10 mosses and to redeem himself, because that's bad.
The flinch or the fact that he didn't do anything? Because I kind of wanted to felt to.
First of all, you got on the helmet.
You
cannot flinch in football when you got on the helmet when somebody uses their hand. You can't flinch. You got to man up. This is the NFL, Greg, and you know it.
So, Ty, all weekend, these two teams got in fights at practice.
Right.
The coaches came out and said, no more fights. We don't want any. Don't get in any altercations. The Redskins had Pryor last year. Clearly, there was some beef with the wide receiver in the secondary. These guys don't like him. They were, their quotes saying they were going after him. What is Pryor supposed to do there? Just simply not flinch? If that's it? You can't take a swing at a guy with a helmet on.
Okay, we're going to do it in slow motion. Because come at me. No, just flinch. Just flinch. Look. Punch you right in the face right now.
That's what's going to happen.
As soon as you come out, you react.
He'd be kicked off the team, Ty. He'd be done.
I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just playing. But no, you can't flinch with a helmet on, man.
Why would the Jets want him? He just threw a punch in a preseason practice.
Because it's a fight. Somebody just...
Terrelle Pryor's been on 4 teams in 5 years, Doug.
So,
he's barely sticking in the
point
league.
is, the point is, you have on the helmet. If he throws a punch,
I agree.
You're going to break your own hand with the face mask. So that's stupid on your part if you're going to really hit somebody. So for Terrelle Pryor to flinch, it doesn't make sense because you have on equipment.
This is a bad look for wide receivers. Please help save all the wide receivers.
Let me explain something to you. It is not a bad look for Terrelle Pryor. The fact that he flinched because somebody is appearing to throw a punch, I'm gonna move. Boxers move. It doesn't look like a flinch because they ducking out of the way. So for him to do that, he turned his head.
He turned his back.
I see that. I totally get that.
And to the left. Back.
No, I totally get that.
And to the left.
I totally get that. It's not embarrassing. It happens all the time.
And
are you kidding me right now?
Remind people DJ Swearinger's history. This guy's a cheap shot artist. He's not.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna attack DJ Swearinger because that's the style of ball he plays. I'm not gonna say he's a dirty player. He's a physical player. But obviously, if you could hear what they were saying, they're saying, I'm not gonna let a quarterback beat us. This is not going to happen. You're a quarterback. They're looking at Terrelle Pryor as a quarterback. What he has to do now is understand that every defensive back that he faces is going to take this approach. Jordy Nelson, when he first got to Green Bay, got jammed behind the line of scrimmage from Al Harris in one of our first practices. Do you know when he came back to our receiving unit? You get back out there and don't ever let that happen again. Tramon Williams, the very next play, lines up across from him, and he's, in his mind as a DB, I think, you know what? I'm going to do that to you too. So they try to set a precedent because of what you've allowed to happen. That's what he's going to have to overcome. So now he's going to have to, like you said, go out there and moss these boys and play physical and let them know I'm not a quarterback that's moved to wide receiver.
Can we
I'm a
go to
receiver.
Video,
now.
Greg, of the greatest all-time not flinch. Kobe Bryant, you guys remember this? 2010 against Matt Barnes. Lakers were playing the Magic. And this is one of the best videos I've ever seen. Look at this.
No helmet.
Ty, take a look. No helmet. Kobe, fearless, did not even flinch whatsoever. That's impressive to me. Now, Terrelle Pryor did not, Terrelle Pryor did not pull a Kobe. He should have, but.
Listen, there are things that you cannot live down, right, in a locker room. In a locker room, when you roll up with a hoopty, with a terrible car, your boys are going to let you hear it. Right? If there's somebody that you're dating that other dudes don't respect, or maybe other dudes in the locker room have dated previous to you, they will let you hear about it. But when there's a viral video of you flinching with a helmet on to a dude who's faking throwing a punch that has no helmet on, that one's going to be a tough one to live down.
So if he actually had thrown the punch.
You made the boxing analogy. A boxer going to flinch and come back. Boxers don't flinch and turn their back.
Right, that's a boxer. He's not a boxer. I did laugh. I did. But what I'm saying is, if he had thrown that punch, would we be saying this is embarrassing?
Yeah.
No.
We'd be saying that's dumb.
So how's Terrelle Pryor supposed to know he's not actually going to throw the punch?
Because he threw a punch with a helmet on.
Right.
We'd be going after him.
If Swearinger would have faked or thrown a punch at a guy with a helmet on, that would have been the dumbest thing ever. As opposed to Terrelle Pryor, like, you're going to punch at me when I got a helmet on? Go ahead.
Or if he would have had his helmet and act like he was going to throw the helmet, that's totally different, too.
All right, coming up at the 30, word out of Pittsburgh is Big Ben is having the greatest camp ever! Ever! I'll tell you why. It's all talk. Next.
We promise to take care of the car. There's no shortcuts in life. If you're going to do something, do it right the first time.
Introducing the Triple Promise only at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
I forgot all about dinner.
Did someone say KFC is 4 ways to feed a family for only $20? Original recipe, extra crispy.